Hi everyone, I'm Cerise.
I'm Joe.
And today we're going to talk about that belief that is so common, which is that I have no control over what I'm thinking or feeling. So this is something you see a lot in movies, it's something that you hear people saying a lot. Like, I can't help how I feel, I can't help what I'm thinking, I'm just human, I don't have any control over these things. That's just who I am, it's just how it is.
Especially when it comes to people you don't like, where every time you think of a particular person or see a particular person and you get those thoughts of, I just can't stand this person, their face just makes me want to strangle them. I can't help it. Their face makes me want to strangle them. I can't help that. Every time I think about this person or see this person, my butthole clenches and I get angry and I just want them to go away and disappear. Why should I be responsible for how others make me feel? I mean, look at his face. Just look at his face.
So we're going to use the example of disliking someone, but this applies in all contexts of our lives, in positive experiences and in the negative experiences. But for the sake of presenting a clear discussion, we're going to use this one specific example of, I hate someone's face and I can't help it. I hate everything about them. They're stupid and they should not be existing at all. They should just... Okay, so Joe very nicely described the experience that we tend to hold within ourselves, where it's like you feel like there's just that one person or those couple of people in your life and you don't know why you don't like them, you just don't like them, and you're not really very interested in finding out why because if we were really interested in figuring out why we don't like someone, we could find that out.
It doesn't matter why. I just don't like them. Just look at them. This is the way that they are. Just brings out all of this nasty stuff in me. So it's got to be them. It's their problem. They're making me feel things inside of myself.
So what does that kind of thinking tell us about our relationship to our feelings and our experiences? Like, we have already decided that we don't have any control, that we are powerless, that someone else is responsible for how we are feeling, that they're creating this experience within us, when obviously that's not the case. We're always responsible for what we create within ourselves. No one has any effect. Other people are representative of the things that we have not yet dealt with or faced or forgiven within ourselves. So that is, in a nutshell, what is going on when there's someone that you don't like. It's that dimension of, what have I not faced within myself that person is representing about me, whether it's a judgment or something that I dislike about myself, or something that I feel superior about or inferior about, and now they've become the representation of that experience inside of ourselves. And we've got things in the background making very lovely ambient sounds.
That's how it's like sometimes in yourself, just this growling, just like, this person, and it just comes up in you. And if you look at the statement, I can't help how I feel towards this person, I can't help how much I dislike them, I can't help how much every time I see their stupid face, I just want to throw my shoe at them, I can't help it. Well, no, you can't help it. As long as you're making your experience something outside of yourself, as long as you're making that about the other person, you're never going to be able to help it, because you can't help that. You have to help yourself. Meaning, you have to look at what it is that is coming up in you, where that really comes from. All of the dislike you might have about another person, no matter how well you think you can justify it by saying, look how ugly they are, look how incompetent they are, look at those times that they didn't do this correctly, look at the times that they were like that and they didn't have to be that way. Are you judging them, or are you really reacting to the same things that you've done in your own life?
So the interesting thing about these statements of I can't help how I feel, it's as if we've given our thoughts and our experiences within ourselves the status of being a separate entity that's now in control of us and that's directing what we're feeling and what we're thinking and therefore what we're doing, and as if it's like not even a part of us. When I mean, come on, obviously it's always us, but the way that we've structured ourselves, the way that we've developed our relationships to our inner experiences is very disconnected, as if it is a separate entity that we have no control over. The truth is, it is us. All of the things that go on inside of ourselves is a part of us, of who we are. The only question is who is actually directing me. Am I being directed by the thoughts and the experiences that are automated in me and that are just doing the thing that they were designed to do? Or am I going to be practicing being the directive principle of myself and looking at, okay, when a reaction does come up or when a thought does come up, who am I in relation to that? Is that something that I want to continue experiencing and eventually living, or am I going to change that? And that is essentially the solution. To, instead of assuming that everything that's going on inside of ourselves is just a part of us, kind of, but also this other thing that's in control of us that we have no control over, or are we actually able to change that and then reflect on what is coming up? What are these things telling me about myself that I can actually change?
So you actually can help the things that you react to other people about. You actually can help the moments where you see someone and those thoughts come up and you want to just start going into just like that,
like that,
just like that. You just want to go into that immediately. What do? You immediately stop, because you have to start living the understanding and the awareness that you're allowing it. You are letting yourself blind yourself, really, and disempowering yourself by saying, I can't help it. Well, that becomes the script that you live. Those become the words that you embody. Rather, change that to I can help it. I can stop it. And I can change who I am in relation to that stupid face and that incompetent jerk. I can change that. I am not powerless. And them being stupid and ugly and incompetent doesn't, you know what? No, they're not. That's not real. That's not real. I'm not going there. I'm helping myself here and now. Hey, how can I help you? I notice that sometimes when you do this, I've had this point coming up in me of wanting to reach out and show you a better way. I haven't done that. Can I show you that now? You see how much that can change? That one moment, that one adjustment.
And even if they say, no, screw you, that's okay. You don't have to take that personally, and you don't have to add that to your little black book of all of the wrongs that that person has done against you. You can just let it go and move on with your life and not allow that to determine who you're going to be. So, that's about it for this topic. We'll see you next time.